Hi all, in this video we share 15 hidden recipes and tips related to crafting in Conan Exiles. Now, before we begin, this video only focuses on secrets and tips that can't be learned anywhere and for which you won't see a recipe at your station, with or without crafted trolls. While there are many more efficient ways of getting certain resources, like harvesting creatures or resources with specific tools, we wanted to share some of the crafting secrets that are well hidden in game and which might come in handy once in a while, especially for beginners. Before we get started, if you enjoy our content and find it helpful, you can now also support us by becoming a member of our channel. Simply click join next to our channel name. Gruel. Many of you might know this one, but if you're just starting out in Conan Exiles, it might be new to you. You can make easy and cheap food for your followers with plant fiber and seeds at your campfire. Gruel provides relatively good health regeneration for thralls and stacks up to 100 in the inventory. Bread. Did you know that you can easily make bread in your furnace or kiln? It only requires seeds, plant fiber and leavening agent for baking. It is a lot easier than transmuting bread at a Keto temple. Blood sausages. If you put blood into your campfire, you can craft tasty blood sausages. Yum! Water-filled glass flask. Did you know that you can fill empty glass flasks with water by putting a glass flask and ice into your campfire? It might not be the most efficient, but it is good to know if you aren't in range of water or have no access to an alchemist. Dried food. While it's obvious that you can create dried meat in the dryer, you can also put fish, berries and even human flesh into the dryer to create alternative, longer-lasting food rations. It's great as backup, but keep in mind that dried food has reduced benefits. Dry wood. The dryer is also the place where you can convert regular wood into dry wood. Wood is usually never in short supply, and dry wood is one of the most efficient fuels in game. Oh, and you can also get rid of unwanted branches here, but wood gives by far the better results. Resin. If you're making dry wood in the dryer, you will also be delighted to know that a byproduct of this process is resin. This can be a great backup when living outside the tundra and highlands, where trees generally give less resin when harvested with a pick or a pickaxe. Tar. Did you know that you can get tar by putting coal into a fluid press? A rather unusual outcome, but good to know nonetheless. Spice. The cheapest way to make spice is by putting plant fiber into a grinder. While there are alternatives, plant fiber is easy to get hold of in large quantities almost anywhere. Ichor. Did you know that you can recycle putrid meat into ichor by putting it into a fluid press? It's definitely not the most efficient, but at least you can put some of the spoiled meat to good use. Oil. While it's no secret that you can turn fish into oil in the fluid press, did you know that you can also use the fluid press to turn unwanted seeds into oil? Any seeds will do. Salt. The cheapest way to make salt is by putting stone into a grinder. While you can also use crystals, stones are easy to get hold of in large quantities almost anywhere. Blood and bones. Nothing is better than homemade blood, or so they say in the Exile lands. One way to make blood is by putting human flesh into a fluid press. The advantage of human flesh is that it's easy to acquire in large quantities and relatively light to carry. Alternatively, you can also stick skulls, animal heads and carcasses into the fluid press, which not only give you blood but also bones. The yield varies depending on animal type. Seeds. Did you know that you can turn flowers and other plants into seeds by putting them into the dryer? One seed creates more flowers, which can then be turned into seeds again. A great way to have an endless supply of seeds and flowers. Dry, plant, harvest, repeat. And finally, not really a crafting tip, but something not everyone knows. Hatching eggs. If you're hatching pet eggs, you can speed up their decay timer significantly by putting them into a compost heap. You don't even need compost for that, and eggs inside the heap decay within a little bit over an hour, instead of the usual 24 hours. And that's all for this video. If you know other hidden crafting recipes or tips we haven't covered yet, we'd love to hear from you in the comments.